Shri Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are continuing our study of Śrī Caitanya Bhāgavata, and we are reading from the Ādi Khaṇḍa chapter 13, verse number 69 onwards. We are seeing how the Digvijay Pandit came in Navadvip, and last Sunday, His Grace Amarendra Prabhu very beautifully described the pastime of Nimai Pandit and Keshav Kashmiri, the Digvijay Pandit, based on Chaitanya Charitamrita of Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Because in that, all those details are there, which are not there in Chaitanya Bhāgavata. So now today we will read the version of Śrī Caitanya Bhāgavata by Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is sitting with his students on the bank of Ganga, and the great Digvijay Pandit Keshav Kashmiri, he comes there. Apurva dekhila Digvijay suvismita mane bhave ei bhuji Nimai Pandita. Seeing the wonderful scene of Nimai Pandit, effulgent, with the complexion of Srimati Radharani, lotus eyes, his effulgent Brahmin thread, his pitambar vastra, his sweet voice, his soft black curly hair, surrounded by all his pupils, looking so beautiful. So seeing this beautiful scene, the Digvijay Pandit was astonished, and he thought, Ei bhuji Nimai Pandit? Is this Nimai Pandit? Verse number 70. Alakshite sei sthane thaki Digvijay Prabhura Saundarya chahe ekadrishti hai. The Digvijay Pandit remained incognito as he gazed steadily on the Lord's beautiful form. Shishya sthane jidnyasila ki nama ihan. Shishya bole Nimai Pandit khyati yan. As Digvijay Pandit was steadily gazing at Nimai, the Digvijay Pandit asked a student. Digvijay Pandit Keshav Kashmiri asked a student of Nimai, what is his name? Who is this? What is his name? So the student replied, Nimai Pandit Khyatiyan. He is the famous Nimai Pandit, our teacher. Tabe Ganga namaskari sei vipravar aile na ishwarera sabhara bhitar. When Digvijay Pandit came to know that this is Nimai Pandit, the famous scholar, the greatest scholar in Navadvip, Digvijay Pandit Keshav Kashmiri, who is referred to here as Vipravar, the best of the Brahmanas, he offered his obeisances to Ganga. Tabe Ganga namaskari. He offered obeisances to Ganga, and Ailena Ishwarera Sabhara Bhitar. He entered the assembly of Nimai Pandit. The challenger Digvijay Pandit has now entered the assembly of Nimai Pandit. Tane dekhi Prabhu kichu ishata hasiya vasite balila ati adara kariya. Seeing him, Nimai slightly smiled as he offered him a seat with great respect. Parama nishankha sei Digvijay ar tabu Prabhu dekhila sadhasa hailatar. Although the Digvijay Pandit, he was very brave by nature and he was champion of learning, he was nevertheless frightened upon seeing the Lord. So Nimai was very respectful. He said, you please come. Ati adara kariya. Nimai Pandit received Keshav Kashmiri with great respect. And Keshav Kashmiri, although he was very brave and he was very learned, seeing Nimai, he became scared. First time in his life, he became scared. Ishvara swabhava shakti ei mata hai, dekhite ei matrata ne sadhvasa janmai. The power of the Supreme Lord's natural characteristic is such that the very sight of him produces fear. One may be very fearless. We can have name Abhay, Nirbhay. Only name is Abhay. Only name is Nirbhay. Actually, everybody is afraid in this material world. Ahara nidra bhaya maithunamscha. Everybody is captured by these four things. So we are all afraid. सात पाच कथा प्रभु कही विप्रसंगे जिज्ञासिते तारे किछु आरंभी लारंगे. After exchanging few words of introduction, please come, welcome, namaskar. The Lord began to sportingly inquire from Digvijay Pandit. Nimai sportingly started inquiring from Digvijay Pandit. Prabhu kahe tomara kavitvera nahi sima, hena nahi jaha tumi na karo varnana, gangara mahima kichu karah pathana, शुनिया सबारह का पाप विमोचन, शुनि से दिग्विजयी प्रभुर वचन, से क्षणे करिबारे लागिला वर्णन, द्रुत ये लागिला विप्र करिते वर्णन, कत रूपे बोले तार की करिबे सीमा. Nimai Pandit said to Digvijay Pandit, there is no limit to your poetic ability. हेना नाही यहा तुम्ही ना कर वर्णना, तोमारा कवित्वेरा nahi सीमा. There is nothing that you cannot describe, and there is no limit to your poetic ability. Please recite some glories of the Ganga. Gangara mahima kichu karah pathana. Please speak something about the glory of Ganga. Ganga Devi is here because this is happening on the bank of Ganga. For by hearing such glories, everyone's sins will be destroyed. Shuniya sabara hauka papa vimochana. So please, so Nimai Pandit is telling him to do something that will be beneficial for everyone. Hearing the Lord's request, the Digvijay Pandit immediately began to describe the glories of the Ganga. Who can fathom the countless verses that the Brahman so quickly recited? Fat, he recited. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes in the purport, for an explanation, one should see Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Ādi 16.34 to 36. And this we requested His Grace Amarendra Prabhu to enlighten us, which he did last time. Kata megha shuniyena karaye garjana ei mata kavitvera gambhirya pathana. The Digvijay's recitation was like the deep rumbling of the clouds. Kata megha shuniyena karaye garjana. Megha garjana. It was like the rumbling of the cloud. With deep voice, Digvijay Pandit recited so many verses. Jivhaya apani saraswati adhishthan. Ye bola ye sei haya atyanta praman. Since Shri Saraswati personally resided on the tongue of the Digvijayi, whatever he spoke was authorized. It was praman. It was authentic. Manushyara shaktetaha dushibe kake hena vidyavanta nahi bhujibe kaye. No human being had the ability to refute the words of Digvijay Pandit. No human being, because he was speaking what Saraswati Devi was dictating. So no scholar could even understand him. You can refute and you can defeat someone if you can understand what they're saying. The Digvijay Pandit was so learned that even scholars could not understand what he's saying. Forget arguing with him and debating with him. They could not even understand what he's saying. Sahasra sahasra yata prabhura shishyagan avak haila sabe shuniya varanan. Nimai Pandit's thousands of students all became speechless upon hearing the Digvijay Pandit. Imagine, Nimai Pandit's students became speechless after hearing Digvijay Pandit. Rama Rama adbhuta smarena shishyagan manushyera emata ki spuraye kathan. Ram, 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 Ram. How wonderful, how wonderful. They marveled. Can an ordinary human being speak like this? Can an ordinary human being speak like this? See, it was an extempore. It's not that Nimai Pandit said, okay, recite anything that you have memorized. No, Nimai Pandit gave a topic on the spot. It was an extempore. Spontaneously, he said. So very wonderful. Jagate adbhuta jata shabda alankar sei bhai kavitvera varna nahi yaar. The most wonderful words and literary ornaments, figures of speech, alankar in the world were all used in the Digvijay's recitation. Wow. Sarva shastre mahavisharada ye jan hena shabda tasabara obhujite vishman visham Even those who were fully conversant in the scriptures had great difficulty understanding his words. Ei mata prahara khane ko digvijay adbhuta se padaye tathapi anta nahi. The Digvijay continually recited in this amazing way for 3 hours without coming to an end. Nimai Pandit told him, speak few verses in glorification of Ganga. Nimai Pandit was, all the students of Nimai Pandit, they were astonished to see that for 3 hours, Digvijay Pandit non-stop, he spoke different verses glorifying, his own self-composed verses glorifying Ganga Devi, without repeating any of them. So when we prepare, we are able to give a class for 1 hour. Spontaneously, he gave a class of spontaneously composed poetry. On the spot composed poetry, not prose. Prose में we can say, हाँ, गंगा देवी बहुत पावन है, पतित पावन है, भगवान के चरणों से उनका उद्गम होता है, ऐसा है, वैसा है, इधर से बहती है, उधर से बहती है. We can give all the geographical distribution for 1 hour. Prose. But what if we are told poetry? First class poetry. Start speaking spontaneously on a topic that we were not aware of. So amazing. 3 hours he spoke. Padi yadi digvijay haila avasar tabe hasi bolile na Śrī Gaura Sundar. When the Digvijay finally finished after 3 hours his recitation, Śrī Gaura Sundar smiled and spoke. Nimai was not astonished. He was smiling. तुम्हारा ये शब्देरा ग्रंथ न अभिप्राय तुम्ही विने भुजाइले भुजाना ही जाए. The purport of your words is so exalted that unless you explain, no one can understand. Nimai doesn't say, I cannot understand. No one else can understand. Nimai understood everything. More than the Digvijay. एते के आपने किचु करह व्याख्यान ये शब्द ये बोला तुम्ही सही सुप्रमाण. Therefore, please explain a portion of your recitation. For whatever meaning is explained by you must be accepted. Shuniya prabhura vakya sarva manohar vyakya kari bare lagi lena vipravar. Hearing the Lord's enchanting words, the best of the Brahmanas began to explain. Nimai requested, please explain a little bit of what you have composed. And hearing the Lord's enchanting words, Digvijay started explaining. व्याख्या करिले मात्र प्रभु से इक्षणे दुशिले न आदि मध्य अंते तीन स्थाने. But as soon as the Digvijay Pandit started explaining a verse, what happened? Nimai immediately pointed out faults in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end of every verse. Beginning, middle, and end. He's found faults. Dushilena. So then in the purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes, the Digvijay began to enthusiastically explain the following verse that he had composed. Mahatvam Gangaya Satatam Idama Bhati Nitaram Yadesha Shri Vishno's Charana Kamalotpatti Subhaga Dvitiya Shri Lakshmi Rivasura Narayararcha Charana Bhavani Bharturya Shirasi Vibhavad Adbhuta Guna. So you'll remember last Saturday Amarendra specifically explained Dvitiya Shri Lakshmi, how it was wrong, and Bhavani Bhartur, how that was wrong. So to hear it looks very wonderful. The meaning is the greatness of Mother Ganga always brilliantly exists. She is the most fortunate because she emanated from the lotus feet of Shri Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. Mahatvam Gangaya Sadatam Idam Abhati Nitaram. Yad Esha Shri Vishnu's Charana Kamalotpatti Subhaga. She emanated from the lotus feet. Her greatness is always there, existing. She is the second goddess of fortune, Dvitiya Shri Lakshmi Riva. And therefore she is always worshipped by both demigods and by humanity. Sura Narayar Archa Charana. Okay. Bhavani Bharturya, endowed with all wonderful qualities, she flourishes on the head of Lord Shiva. Bhavani Bhartur. Gopi Bhartur is Krishna. Bhavani Bhartur, yeah. Shirasi Vibhavat Adbhuta Guna. She is wonderful, Adbhut Guna. She has wonderful qualities. So sounds very nice. But Nimai found so many mistakes. So many good things and so many mistakes in this verse. Nimai. Prabhu bole aisa kala shabda alankar shastra mate shuddha hete vishama apar. Nimai Pandit told Digvijay Pandit, according to Shastra, all the words and literary ornaments, figures of speech that you have used are far from correct. They are not correct. तुमी वा दियाच कोण अभिप्राय करी, बोल देखी कहिले ना गौरांग श्रीहरी. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu then further asked him, please tell us what was your intended meaning of these ornaments. Eta bada Saraswati putra digvijay siddhanta naspure ki chu buddhi gela kahi. When Nimai started questioning him, why you have used this alankar, why you have used this word here, he could not explain. Digvijay Pandit could not explain. Eta bada Saraswati putra digvijay. He considered himself the great son of Saraswati. But siddhanta naspure ki chu. He could not explain properly because buddhi gela kahi. His intelligence had departed. His intelligence had left him. Sata pacha bole vipra prabodite nare, jai bole tai doshe gauranga sundar. Whatever little attempt he made to defend himself was thoroughly refuted by Shri Gaur Sundar. Nimai Pandit completely defeated him. Sakala pratibha Laila ko nasthane apane na bhuje vipra ki bole apane. It appeared that the Digvijay's intelligence had taken leave of him, for he didn't even know what he was saying. Started stammering, murmuring. Prabhu bole ethaku ka pada kichu ar padite o purva mata shakti nahi ar. Nimai Pandit said, oh Digvijay, okay, leave this verse, recite another. Come on. Explain the another verse. Forget this verse. Chodo. Dusra bolo. But the Digvijay was unable to recite like before, as if his intelligence had gone. Kona chitrataha na samoha prabhustane vede opaye na moha jaro vidyamane. It is not unusual that the Digvijay was bewildered in front of the Lord, because even the Vedas are bewildered in the presence of the Lord. Even the Vedas are bewildered. Krishna is Veda agochar. Even the Vedas cannot capture Krishna. Apane ananta chatur mukha panchanan yasobara drishte haya ananta bhuvan tara opaye namoha yara vidyamane kona chitra se viprera moha prabhustane. Lord Brahma, Lord Ananta, Lord Shiva create, maintain and annihilate innumerable universes. Shrishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. Creation, maintenance, annihilation. Lord Brahma, Lord Ananta or Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. When even they are bewildered before the Lord, then what is surprising if this Brahman was bewildered? Look what Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying. Now I'm going to ask all of you a question. So be prepared. Raise your hand. Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying, Apane Ananta Chaturmukha Panchanan. Ananta is Anantashesh. Chaturmukha is Brahmaji. And Panchanan is our Shankar Bhagwan. Yasabara drishte hoy ananta bhuvanan tara o payana moha yaryo vidyamane kona chitra se viprera moha prabhustane. If these three personalities also get mohit, they get bewildered by Krishna, what to speak of ordinary human beings? So Anantashesh becoming bewildered is, Anantashesh is trying to glorify through his Sahasravadan, through his thousands of mouth. Anantashesh Bhagwan is trying to glorify Krishna since time immemorial. But Krishna's Leela are always going on in Golok Vrindavan and also in Bhama Vrindavan in different universes. So Anantashesh Bhagwan is not able to keep up with all the glories, all the pastimes, because by the time he finishes speaking one pastime, one glorious quality of Krishna, so many more Leelas have been performed. So that is how Ananta Shesh is defeated. Now I want to know from both of you, from all of you, how Chaturmukh and Panchanan were bewildered by Krishna. How Panchanan and Chaturmukh were bewildered by Krishna. Yes, Devavati Mataji. 1 second. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Chaturmukh is
you can unmute Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Chaturmukh
Oh,
Brahma.
wait, I cannot hear you. Yeah, now can you say it again, please?
Prabhu. Chaturmukh Brahmaji was Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Perfect. He was completely bewildered that Bhagwan who is served on golden plate by Lakshmi Devi is eating the jhuta of these cowherd boys. How is it possible? He is eating with his left hand. How can this be? Even Brahmaji was bewildered. And then he stole away. He abducted the boys and the calves, and then he was even more bewildered when he came back after 1 year. Okay, so that's very good. Chaturmukha being bewildered. How about Panchanan? Ramsham Prabhu. how Panchanan was bewildered.
I remember the same Devati Mataji told. I don't remember for this one. Can you repeat the question again? Panchanan, whom Vishnu we are referring, or whom?
No, Panchanan is Shankar Bhagwan.
Oh, Shankar Bhagwan, then Mohini.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Mohini Murti.
Yeah.
And you also want to add something, Devati Mataji, for Lord Shiva?
Prabhu, Mohini Murti.
Mohini Murti. How about Vrikasur?
Yes, dancing.
He wanted to touch Shankar Bhagwan.
Right.
So even they are bewildered. So what is so great if this Keshav Kashmiri, he gets bewildered by Lord Keshav? What is so bewildering? Okay. So then we go to verse 103. Lakshmi Saraswati Ādi Jata Yoga Maya Ananta Brahmanda Mohe Yasabara Chaya. Unlimited universes are bewildered by Maya, the shadow of Lakshmi, Saraswati, and other internal potencies of the Lord. Krishna's Maya Shakti bewilders everyone. So what is so great if this Digvijay Pandit got bewildered? His intelligence left him. Tahara payana moha yara vidyamane ataiva pachete takena sarvokshane. Yet she is so bewildered in the presence of the Lord that she always stands behind him. Krishna's Maya Shakti, they stand behind Krishna. Veda karta shesha o moha paya jarasthane kon chitra digvijay mohavatahane. When the compiler of the Veda and even Ananta Shesh are bewildered in the presence of the Lord, then what is surprising if the Digvijay is bewildered? Manushya e savakarya asambhava bada tei bali tara sakal karya dada. It is impossible for ordinary living beings to understand the activities of the Supreme Lord. Manushya e savakarya asambhava bada. It is impossible for ordinary living entities to understand the activities of Krishna. Therefore, his activities are transcendentally glorious. Mule yata kichu karma karena ishware sakali nistara hetu dukhita jivere. In fact, the activities performed by the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan, are all meant for the deliverance of the conditioned soul. Nistara hetu. Why does Krishna perform his Leela? Why does Krishna come to this world? To attract us. So that devotees will come and talk, read Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Bhagavata, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Read Krishna Leela and get attracted. For Nistara Hetu, for our deliverance. Digvijay jadi parajaya praveshila Shishyagana hasibare udyata haila. As the Digvijay faced defeat, he could not answer Mahaprabhu's questions. He faced defeat. What happened? Our Nimai Pandit's students were on the verge of laughing. Shishyagana hasibare. They wanted to laugh at this Digvijay Pandit, but Sabarai Prabhukari Lena Nivaran Vipraprati Bali Lena Madhura Vachan. However, Nimai Pandit forbade them, told them, no, don't laugh, stop, don't laugh. And spoke very sweetly to Digvijay Pandit. Nimai spoke very sweetly. Aji chala tumi shubha karavasa prati Kali vichari basaba tomara samhati. Nimai told the Digvijay Pandit, now you go home for today and tomorrow we will discuss some more. Tomorrow we will discuss more. You must be tired. You just came to Navadip today. You must be tired. You go now, take rest. Tomorrow we'll talk. Tumio haila shranta aneka padiya nishao aneka jaye shuitha kagiya. You must be tired after your long recitation. 3 hours you are reciting continuously. You must be tired. It's late now. You take rest. We'll talk tomorrow. Ei mata prabhura komala vyavasay yahare jine na seha dukha nahi paye. Therefore, we see how Nimai Pandit's behavior was so komal, so gentle, so respectful. So in this way, whoever was defeated, yahare jine na, whoever was defeated by Nimai, they felt no distress. Seha dukha nahi paye. Mahaprabhu would defeat, but he would not humiliate. He would not make others feel bad. He would do it in the sweetest way. Sei Navadvipe jata adhyapak ache jiniya o sabare toshe na prabhu pache. After defeating each and every teacher in Navadvip, Nimai Pandit satisfied them with his sweet behavior. He would defeat, but his behavior was so sweet, he was so attractive that nobody took it otherwise. Chala aji ghare giya vasi punthi chaha kali e jignasitaha balibare chaha. Nimai continued, let us go home today. Then after looking at your books, come tomorrow and answer my questions. Jiniya okare na kare na teja bhanga, sabai hai na prita hai na tara ranga. Even after defeating someone, Nimai did not insult them, and thus everyone was pleased with him. Such are the pastimes of our Nimai Pandit. He would defeat, but in a very sweet way. People would be happy to be defeated by Nimai. In the material world, you don't see that, right? But Nimai is like that. Ataiva navadvipe yateka pandita sabara prabhura prati mane bada prita. That's why all the learned scholars of Navadvip had so much affection for Nimai. Everyone loves Nimai. Jayo 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 gaura chande arati kashobha jhanavi tata bane jagamana lobha. Jagamana lobha. Jagamana lobha. Everyone in the whole Jagat is attracted to Nimai. Everyone is attracted to Nimai. Shishya gana samahati chalila prabhu ghar digvijay haila bada lajjita antar. Aha. As Nimai returned to his home with the student, the Digvijay felt great shame. Undefeated. Now completely defeated. Dukkhita haila vipra chinte mane mane Saraswati more vara dile na apane. In distress, the Brahman thought, Digvijay Pandit thought, Keshav Kashmiri thought, I have been personally blessed by Saraswati that I will never be defeated. How was I defeated today? Nyaya Sankhya Patanjali Mimamsa Darshan Vaisheshika Vedante Nipuna Jotajan Hena Jana Nadekhilu Samsara Bhitare Jinite ki Daya Mora Sane Kaksha Kore. Till now, I have not met a single person, whether a scholar of Nyaya Shastra, Sankhya philosophy, Patanjala, Mimamsa, Vaisheshika, or Vedanta. I have not met a single scholar of these 6 branches of the Vedas who could even compare with me. What to speak of defeating me? Shishu Shastra, Vyakarana, Padaye, Brahmana, Semore Jinilahena, Vidhira Ghatana. But this Nimai Pandit merely teaches Vyakaran, grammar. He's not even teaching Nyaya, Sankhya, Patanjali, Shastra, Mimamsa, Vaisheshika, and Vedanta. No, just grammar, Vyakaran, which is basic, elementary. And he defeated me. This is certainly an act of providence. It is like somebody is teaching PhD level and comes to somebody who is teaching kindergarten, a kindergarten elementary teacher, and that teacher defeats the PhD teacher. It was like that. Vyakaran is the first subject you learn. It is a language. And then you start learning all these Nyaya and other philosophies. Saraswati ravare anya thadekhi hai eho mora chitte bada lagila samshay devi sthane mora vajan mila kona dosh ataiva haila mora pratibha sankoch. It appears that Saraswati's benediction has proven false. So what is our lesson? We can get all the benedictions we want from the devatas. They don't work against Krishna. They don't work against. Yepi anya devata bhaktayante shraddhan vitaha te api maneva kaunte yante avidhi purvakam. We can worship all the devatas, but it is avidhi purvak. It is incomplete. It is incorrect. Only worship of Krishna is the perfect, because Krishna is aham adirhi devanam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says aham adirhi devanam. I am the source of all the devatas. So Saraswati Devi can give benedictions, but Krishna can overrule everything. He is the final authority. So it appears that Saraswati's benediction has proven false, which awakens doubt in my mind. Otherwise, have I committed some offense at Saraswati's feet? Is that why my intelligence was diminished? Pratibha Sankoch. Avashya ihara aji bhuji bakarana etabali mantra jape vasila brahmana. I must find out the cause of my defeat. Thinking in this way, the Brahman began chanting his mantra. I must find out the cause of my defeat. So he started chanting Saraswati mantra, in which he had attained Siddhi. Mantra japi dukkhe vipra shayana karila swapne Saraswati vipra sammukhe aila. Aha. After chanting the Saraswati mantra for some time, the distressed Brahmana fell asleep at night. And in a short time, Goddess Saraswati appeared before him in a dream. Hari Bol. कृपा दृष्टे भाग्यवंत ब्राह्मणे रप्रति कहते लागीला अति गोप्य सरस्वती. Saraswati glanced mercifully on the fortunate Digvijay Pandit Brahman. Kripa drishti bhagyavanta brahmanera prati kahite lagila ati gopya Saraswati. And very confidentially, Saraswati Devi began speaking as follows. Saraswati bole na suna havi pravara veda gopya kahi ei tomara gochara. O best of the Brahmanas, O Vipravar, listen. I will disclose to you the secrets of the Vedas. Hari Bol. Srimati Saraswati Devi is disclosing the secret of the Vedas. Now listen carefully. Karo sthane kaho jadi esa kala katha tabe tumi shigra haiba alpayu sarvatha yarathai tomara haila parajay ananta brahmanda natha se sunishchay. Mother Saraswati is saying, if you disclose these topics, what I'm going to tell you to anyone, you will meet with a quick death. Alpayu sarvatha. You will become alpayushi, not chirayu. You will become alpayu. If you disclose the secrets that I'm telling you, keep it confidential what I'm about to tell you. Know for certain that he by whom you were defeated is the Lord of the innumerable universes. Saraswati Devi says, Yarathai tomara ila parajay Ananta Brahmanda Natha saying Sunishchay. That person who has defeated you is Ananta Brahmanda Nayak. You are a little Digvijay of today, but he is Ananta Brahmanda Nayak. Amijara Pada Padme Nirastara Dasi Sammukha Haite Apanare Lajavasi. I am an eternal maid servant at the feet of Bhagwan. Saraswati Devi is saying, and I am embarrassed to appear before him. I'm embarrassed to appear before him. Vilajjamanaya yasya sthatum iksha pathe muya vimohita vikathante mamaham iti durdhiyaha. The illusory energy of Bhagavan cannot take precedence, being ashamed of her position, but those who are bewildered by her always talk nonsense, being absorbed in thoughts of it is I, it is mine. This is from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Verse 132. Ami se baliye vipra tomara jivhaye tahana sammukhe shakti navase amaye. Saraswati Devi is telling Digvijay Pandit, O Brahman, although I speak through your tongue, in front of Bhagavan I have no power. Yes, I speak from your tongue, but in front of Bhagavan I have no power. Amara ki daya shesh deva Bhagavan सहस्र वदने वेद ये करे व्याख्यान अज भव आदि यार उपासना करे हे न शेष मोह माने याहार गोचरे. What to speak of me? Saraswati Devi is saying, what to speak of me? Even Lord Anantashesh, who explains the Vedas with thousands of mouths, sahasra vadane, and who is worshipped by Brahma and Shiva, is also bewildered. He na shesha moha mane yahara gochare. Even Anantashesh Bhagavan is bewildered in his presence. Hare Krishna. Parabrahma nitya shuddha akhanda avyay paripurna hai vaise savara hriday. Wow, wow, wow. This is a worth memorizing verse. Siddhanta. Parabrahma nitya shuddha akhanda avyay paripurna hai vaise savara hriday. This is Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit is the supreme Brahman, Parabrahma. He is eternal, Nitya. He is pure, Shuddha. He is complete, Akhanda. And he is inexhaustible Lord. Avyaya, Paripurna. And Vaise Sabara Hridaya. He is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Wow, what a beautiful description. Para Brahma Nitya Shuddha Akhanda Avyaya Paripurna Hai Vaise Sabara Hridaya. Karma Jnana Vidya Shubha Ashubha Dijata Drishtya Drishtya Tomare Va Kahiban Kata Sakala Pralaya Haya Sunayaha Haite Sei Prabhu Viprarupe Dekhila Sakshate. Fruitive activities, mental speculation, material knowledge, pious and impious activities, direct and indirect perception, and more than I am able to say. All these are created and destroyed by Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. You just met this Bhagwan in the form of Nimai Pandit. Hari Bol. Saraswati Devi is revealing the secret that Nimai Pandit is Krishna. Jai Gaura Sai Krishna, Sai Jagannath. A Brahmadi Yata Dekha Sukha Dukha Pai Sakala Janiha Vipra Ihana Agyaye. Know for certain that everyone, including Lord Brahma, enjoys happiness and distress according to the will of Bhagwan alone. All the happiness and distress we get, we are all looking for happiness. Anandamaya Bhyasa. But it's all coming from Krishna. Matsya Kurma Adi Jata Shuna Avatar Ei Prabhu Vina Vipra Kichu Nahe Aar. Listen, my dear Brahman, all the incarnations such as the Dasha avatars, the Leela avatars, Matsya, Kurma, Narasimha, they are all non-different from this Nimai Pandit. Sei se Varaha Rupe Kshiti Sthapayita, Sei se Narasimha Rupe Prahlada Rakshita. Beautiful poetry. Ei se Varaha Rupe Kshiti Sthapayita. Kshiti means earth. In the form of Varahadev, he rescued the earth. And Sei se Narasimha Rupe Prahlada Rakshita. In the form of Narasimhadev, he protected Prahlad. Ei se Vamana Rupe Balira Jivana. Yara Pada Padme Haite Gangaro Janama. That Ganga that you were trying to describe and glorify, she's coming from Nimai Pandit's lotus foot. Aise Haila Avatirna Ayodhyaye Vadhila Ravana Dushta Ashesha Lilaye. It is this Nimai Pandit who appeared in Ayodhya as Dasharathi Ram. And he killed Ravan as one of his innumerable pastimes. Ashesha Leela. Uhane se Vasudeva Nanda Putra Bali. Ebe Vipra Putra Vidyara se Kutuhali. Then this Nimai Pandit came as a son of both Vasudeva and Nanda. And now he has appeared as a son of Brahman Jagannath Mishra to enjoy Vidyarase Kutuhali, to enjoy Vidyaras, scholastic pastime. Veda o ki jane na Uhana avatar jana ile jana ye anyatha shaktihar. Do the Vedas know of this incarnation of the Lord? Who has the power to know Bhagwan unless Bhagwan himself reveals himself? Saraswati Devi is saying. Yata kichu mantra tumi japile amar Digvijay padaphala nahayatahar. The title of Digvijay is not the real fruit of chanting mantras to worship me. Saraswati Devi is saying. Getting Digvijay title is not the purpose of worshipping me. Mantra ye falataha ebe se paila ananta brahmanda natha sakshate dekhila. The real fruit of worshipping me you got today, O Nimai. And what is that? You got Sakshat Darshan of Nimai. Not to become Digvijay Pandit and take a Vijay Patra and go here and there. That is not the fruit of worshipping Saraswati. Saraswati Devi herself is saying. But all the fruit of getting my Kripa Kataksha, getting my mercy, worshipping me, chanting my mantra is what you got today. Sakshat Darshan of Bhagwan. Mantraya phalataha ebe se paila ananta brahmandanath sakshate dekhila. How beautiful. Jaha shigra vipratumi ihana charane dehagiya samarpana karaha uhane. Therefore, O Brahma, go immediately and surrender yourself to the lotus feet of this Nimai. Go. Immediately go and surrender to him. Swapna hena namaniha esa bhavachan mantra vashe kahilaya veda sangopan. Don't ignore my words, Saraswati is saying. Don't ignore my words by considering them only a dream. I am controlled by your chanting and I have therefore informed you that which is unknown even to the Vedas. Giving you confidential knowledge. Etabali Saraswati haila antardhan jagilena vipravara mahabhagyavan. Speaking these words that, oh, my dear Digvijay Pandit, that personality who defeated you is Sakshat Bhagavan. I am his maid servant. I am embarrassed in front of him. I am afraid of him. Go and surrender to him immediately. You have, by getting his darshan, you have attained the fruit of my worship. Go, surrender to him. Jagiyai matra vipra varase ikshane chalile na ati usha kale prabhusthane. When the Brahman woke up, early in the morning, he got up and went to the residence of Nimai Pandit. Prabhu re asiya vipra dandavata kaila. Prabhu o viprere kole kariya tulila. The Brahman, the Digvijay Pandit, he went in front of Mahaprabhu and he offered Dandavat Pranam, obeisances to the Lord, who picked him up and embraced him. Nimai picked him up and embraced him. प्रभु बोले केने भाई एक ही व्यवहार, विप्र बोले कृपा दृष्टि ये नेहा तुम्हार. Nimai Pandit jokingly said, "Oh bhai, oh brother, why have you come so early? Kene bhai." And ek hi vyavahar, what are you doing? You're offering Dandavat Pranam to me. Yesterday you came on a palanquin. Today you're offering Dandavat. What is this vyavahar? What is this behavior? Vipra bole kripa drishti ye hai na tomar. Oh, I only want your kripa drishti. I want your merciful glance, Nimai. Please don't play with me now. Please, I have understood who you are. प्रभु बोले दिग्विजय हैया आपने तबे तुमी हमारे मत करो केने. Lord said, you are the champion of learning. Why are you treating me like this? Why are you doing Dandavat Pranam to me? दिग्विजय बोले न सुनह विप्रराज तोमा भजी ले ही सिद्ध हया सर्व काज. Digvijay Pandit replied, please listen, O king of the Brahmanas, Nimai. Just by worshipping you, all one's activities become successful. Toma bhaji le siddha haya sarva kaj. All work becomes perfect just by worshipping you. Kali yuge vipra rupe tumi narayan. Tomare chinite shakti dhare ko na jan. You are the supreme Lord Narayan, but you have appeared in Kali Yuga in the form of a Brahman. Who has the power to recognize you? ताखनी मोर चित्ते जन्मीला संशय तुमी जिज्ञासीले मोर वाक्य ना स्फुरय. Doubts arose in my mind when you asked me questions and I was unable to answer. I could not answer. My intelligence left me. तुमी ये अगर्व प्रभु सर्व वेदे कहे ताहा सत्य देखी लोई अन्यथा कबू नहे. Oh Lord, all the Vedas confirm that you are devoid of pride. You are devoid of pride. अकरोद परमानंद नित्यानंद राम अभिमान शून्य निताय नगरे वेदाय. Nityananda Prabhu is abhiman shunya. Bhagwan is abhiman shunya, agarva. Now I have seen this with my own eyes. There is no doubt about it. Nimai could have advertised, Nimai Pandit defeats Keshav Kashmiri Digvijay Pandit, but he did not. He did not. He is amani na manadena. तीन बार आमारे करीला पराभव तथापि आमारा तुम्ही राखीला गौरव. Although you defeated me 3 times, you have maintained my prestige. So Nimai asked him, questions about 3 different verses, and none of them could be answered. So you defeated me 3 times, but you maintained my prestige. तथापि आमारा तुम्ही राखला गौरव. Hare Krishna. Sometimes, because of weakness of heart and temptations, some devotees also have a dark past. They may have done abominable things even after initiation. It's a fact. Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. And sometimes we are able to keep it secret. What bad activities we have done, we have committed in the past. If the devotees come to know, they will leave our association. We have done such abominable things, sometimes even after getting initiated. But we have hidden it from the society of devotees. And this is Mahaprabhu's kindness. Because Mahaprabhu knows if it is discovered, we will be so embarrassed, so ashamed. We will not be able to face the Vaishnavas. We will run away from the association of Vaishnavas. And can we make spiritual progress by running away from the association of Vaishnavas? No. Therefore, sometimes Mahaprabhu is so kind. He allows us to keep our dark secrets secret, hidden. So we should introspect on this. तीन बार आमारे करीला पराभव तथापि आमारा तुम्ही राखला गौरव. तथापि आमारा तुम्ही राखला गौरव. In front of all the devotees, you kept my prestige, Nimai. You could have thoroughly insulted me, but you kept my prestige. So if our dark secrets, our sinful past is hidden from the devotees, we should know that this is Nimai's kindness, because he knows we are so proud, so egoistic, we will not be able to live. And we will run away from the devotee association if we are exposed. So he doesn't expose. He doesn't expose. But a devotee on whom Mahaprabhu really wants to show his mercy, he will expose that devotee. Yes. He will expose that devotee. Because then Sharanagati will come with that exposure. Jab sab thu karte hai, all the devotees will spit on the face. Then there will be helpless Sharanagati. But only a devotee who can tolerate in the spirit of tattenu kampam susamikṣamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Such a person will be able to attain Sharanagati. We see sometimes some devotees are exposed. They lose their position. They have to step down from their responsibilities. They are banned from giving classes. But this is special mercy. Krishna is really favoring them. Krishna is really favoring them. Krishna wants to make that person his own, because now that person has nobody. Even the devotees have turned away from such a devotee. So now all he has is only Krishna. Yasyaham anugranami harishye tadhanam shanay. Tadhanam tayandasya swajana dukha dukha. His swajana will also give him up. You're an abominable fellow. You did such a low class thing. But such a person is actually the recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy. But if Mahaprabhu knows that someone is proud like Keshav Kashmiri, Digvijay Pandit, then Mahaprabhu will Tathapi Amara Tumi Rakhila Gaurav. He will keep your prestige. He will allow you to keep it hidden. But by keeping it hidden, we don't make spiritual progress. Only thing is that we are protected. Our ego is protected. But we make zero spiritual progress. But when we are exposed, we make spiritual progress. If we remain steadfast, and if we maintain the attitude of tattenu kampam susamikṣamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. When we are exposed in the presence of devotees and everybody spits on our face and they all come to know how sinful we are, all our sins are destroyed. So suppose someone has broken a regulative principle and he's exposed. Then the sin of breaking that regulative principle is destroyed because that devotee got exposed and everybody spat on his face. And he had to step down and he has practically been ostracized from the society of devotees. That sin of committing that offense, the sin of breaking that regulative principle is now nullified. Our acharyas explain this. But if we are glorified when actually we are sinful, but because devotees are adoshadarshi, they don't see faults, they see good things, and we are glorified when actually we are committing sins secretly, all our punya is getting destroyed every time we are glorified. Every time somebody spits on our face, our sins are getting destroyed. Every time we are accepting glorification when actually we don't deserve it. We have a secret dark side to us, hidden from the devotees, but still we are accepting respect from devotees. All our even spiritual punya will be lost. Ramsham Prabhu has written a question. Dishonor is worse than death. Then how to understand and relate with this? Yes, because dishonor is worse than death for a respectable person, for someone who is used to being respected. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, for a person who is used to being respected, dishonor is worse than death. But Mahaprabhu teaches us we have to be amani. We don't want to expect any respect for ourselves. Expect nahi karna hai or accept bhi nahi karna hai. That is called amani. कोई आदर सम्मान सत्कार की अपेक्षा अभिलाषा नहीं होनी चाहिए और स्वीकार भी नहीं करना चाहिए आदर सम्मान. We should not expect and we should not accept. But yes, for someone who expects and accepts respect, dishonor is worse than death. But that is not that may be true for a Kshatriya like Arjun, because he is the king. But for us, that should not be true. Mahaprabhu wants us to be amanina, manadina. So for us, actually, it should not be like that. Because Krishna says, Yasyaham anugranami harishyata dhanam chana tad dhanam tajantyasya swajana dukha dukkada. Even the swajana will reject him, and he will only go from one dukkha to another dukkha, to another dukkha, to another dukkha. Dukkha of losing Karna, her own son, firstborn son. Dukkha of seeing Karna and Yudhishthira becoming arch enemies, although they are real brothers. They are sahodar. Ek hi maa se janme hai. Dukkha of losing one's husband, losing one's co-wife, Madri, growing up in the forest, having to bring up 5 children in the forest. Dukkha of living in the palace of Dhritarashtra, knowing that he is wanting to kill us again and again, and wants to kill the children also. Seeing the children being ill-treated, facing so much prejudice, then getting vanvas, then losing the kingdom in a gambling match, daughter-in-law being insulted, one dukkha to another. And it did not stop. Then Karna was killed by her own son, by Karna's brother, younger brother. And not only that, always you must have noticed the grandparents are most attached to the grandchildren, more than their own children. Because children are rascals, but grandchildren are innocent. So grandparents are most attached to the grandchildren. Draupadi's all 5 grandchildren were killed. Kunti's all the 5 grandchildren were killed. Swajana dukha dukkha. One dukkha to next. But this really gives Sharanagati. If someone can take shelter of Krishna in such a sorrowful situation, definitely Bhagavad Prapti ho jayegi. Definitely, because now there is nothing, no attachment in this world. This world has rejected you. All you have is, hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Deena Bandhu, Jagatpate. It comes from the heart now. Krishna, I don't have anyone other than you. Please, complete surrender. So like that. Is that okay, Ramsham Prabhu? For devotees, the calculation is a little different. Vilomangal Thakur says in Chaurashtakam, yesterday we were discussing. We didn't get to that verse. What is that verse? Dhanam cha manam cha tathendriyani pranam cha hitva mama sarvameva palayase kutradito dachaura tvam bhakti. What is that? So he says, Dhanam cha manam cha tathendriyani pranam cha hitva mama sarvameva. Sab kuch chor liya. Hitva means to take away. Dhanam and manam also. Man bhi le liya. Respect be gone. Now I will be disrespected. I have become pauper. Nobody respects me. Dhanam cha manam cha tat. Somebody can share that verse. Chaurashtakam, very nice verse. Damnasi maya niruddha. Yes. So then he says, Eho ki Ishwara Shakti vine anya hai ataiva tumhi Narayana sunischay. Yours definitely Narayan. You're definitely Narayan. Then he says, Gauda Trihuta Dilli Kashi Ādi Kari Gujarat. This Keshav Kashmiri. Gauda Trihuta Delhi Kashi Ādi Kari Gujarat Vijayanagar Kanchipuri Anga Bhanga Telangana Ordhra Desha Arakata Panditera Samaja Samsara Ache Jata Dushibe Amara Vakya Setha Kuka Dure Bhujite Kona Jana Shakti Nahi Dhare. I met innumerable scholars wherever I have gone. Digvijay Pandit is telling Nimai. Gauda Desh, Trihuta, Delhi, Kashi, Gujarat, Vijayanagar, Kanchipur, Anga, Bengal, Andhra, Orissa. What to speak of refuting my statements? None of those scholars had even the power to understand them. Hena ami Thomas Thane Siddhanta Karite Naparinu Sababuddhi Gelakona Bhite. Although I am a scholar, I was still unable to establish my conclusions before you. Where did all my intelligence go? Sababuddhi Gelakona Bhite. Where did my intelligence go? Okay, so Ramshan Prabhu has shared it. Dhanam cha manam cha tathendriyani pranam sharhitva mama sarvameva palayase kutra dhritodya chaura tvam bhakti damna simaya niruddha. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. I have caught you. Tvam bhakti damnasi. Damna means rope. Tvam bhakti damnasi maya niruddha. I have tied you. Palaya se kutra dhritodya chaura. Where are you running, chor? You have stolen away dhanam, cha manam, cha tathendriyani, pranam, sharitva, mama sarvam, you have sab kuch chor liya. And now where are you going? I will not let you run. So that is the mood of Bilomangalacharya. He's catching Krishna. हेना आमी तोमा स्थाने सिद्धांत करिते ना परिनु सब बुद्धि गेला कोन भीते. I could not establish conclusion. Where is my intelligence gone? की कर्म तोमारा आश्चर्य किचु नहे सरस्वती पति तुमी देवी मोरे कहे. Saraswati Devi told me that you are Saraswati Pati. Now don't try to cheat me. I know you are Bhagwan. I know you are Bhagwan. It is not astonishing that you defeated me. वड शुभ लग्ने आई लाना नवद्वीपे तोमा देखी लाना डूबी या ये भव कूपे. I came to Navadvip at a most auspicious time. Although I was drowning in a dark well of material life, I somehow saw you. अविद्या वासना बंधे मोहित हैया वेदाना पासरी तत्व आपन वांचिया. I was bewildered by ignorance, nascence, material desires, and I cheated myself as I wandered throughout the world, forgetful of my constitutional position. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. Daiva Bhagya Paila Toma Darashane Ebe Kripa Drishte Mora Karaha Mochane. I have met you with great good fortune. Now please deliver me. Karaha Mochana. Please deliver me by your merciful glance. Ebe Kripa Drishte Mora Karaha Mochane. Para Upakara Dharma Swabhava Tomar Toma Vine Sharanya Dayalu Nahi Ar. Bah. It is your nature to engage in the welfare of others. Para Upakara Dharma Swabhav Tomar. What is your Swabhav? Para Upakara Dharma. And Toma Vine Sharanya Dayalu Nahi Ar. Aha. Other than you, there is no one worth taking shelter of. We take shelter of so many things, but nobody is worth taking shelter of except Krishna. And Dayalu, he is the most merciful. Kimva Dayalu Sharanam Brajeva, Uddhav said. Hena Upadesha More Kaha Mahashay Araye na Durvasa na Chitte nahi hai. Oh my dear Nimai Pandit, oh Bhagwan, please instruct me in such a way that I may no longer have any material desires. Durvasana, I don't want any Durvasana in my heart. Ei mata kakuvad aneka kariya stuti kare digvijay ati namra haiya. After speaking for many plaintive words in this way, the Digvijay humbly offered prayers to Nimai. Shuniya viprera kaku Śrī Gaura Sundara hasiya tahane kichu karila uttara. Hearing the Brahman's submissive words, hearing the Digvijay Pandit's submissive words, Śrī Gaura Sundara smiled and replied. What he replied? We will see, Krishna willing, next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday. Śrī Caitanya Bhāgavata ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. We covered till verse 171 today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, Ramsham Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, Krishna Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj.
Dandot Pranam.
First of all, thank you very much for arranging the session with Amarendra Prabhu last class.
Yes.
So it was really, really wonderful to understand in so deep level, the grammatical way and plus of technical way. And as you already pointed, those points, I don't want to repeat those, but they were broadly Bhavani Bhartur and that
Dvitiya Śrī Lakshmi.
Dvitiya Śrī Lakshmi. So those were, apart from that, many were there, always, keeping, association with Amren Prabhu, which always glorious. So thank you for us to engage with him. And so it was really wonderful. I have few, stupid questions, Prabhuji, like I wanted to ask. I wanted to be, open and ask to you. And first is like Kesava Kashmiri, Digvijay Pandits, sometimes we see the speakers also speak too much, which are not in the preacher practice. So, I mean, like preachers, we also go and preach something and we keep on speaking too much, like I wake up in the 3:30 or 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning. I do not follow myself on it. Just I'm taking the example for me. And, so much so, like very flowery language, good language, and I'm not following at all at my side. And sometimes, it come to notice like that devotee who was speaking, that he himself is not following. And also what impression goes, like we take up that and we start following something. But, I understand that I should not be judgmental. I should not do that. And so here Kesava Kashmiri topic came. So I am bringing this so that how to take it up in the positive way. So it's my duty, like being somebody is speaking on the Vyasasana. So I have to give the respect and I have to take it up. Whatever he does in the personal life, whether he is following, not following, doesn't matter. To go like that. Please put your light on that. I have 2 more questions. So
Prabhuji, see, I have always emphasized this whenever I speak Harikatha, that we have to hear from pure devotees. We have to hear from pure devotees. And our Guru Varga, they have spoken hours and hours of lectures. Srila Prabhupada has spoken hours and hours of lectures. So we should hear from pure devotees, those who have seen Krishna. We should hear from such devotees. Baki sab tukbandi hai. Because there is no realization, na?
Yeah.
It's just flowery language. So wo sun ke kya fayda hoga?
Right.
So we have to hear someone who is realized, someone who is a pure devotee. Very important. So we should be very choosy who we hear from. But of course, if we are in a congregation and we are in the temple and the temple management has decided a speaker, we should respectfully hear, thinking that Srila Prabhupada and GBC and the temple management, they have arranged this satsang, and we should hear respectfully and take the essence. Whatever is good, we should take the essence. But otherwise, whatever is there, flowery language and things, this and that if we come across, we should just internally filter it out. We should have a filter. When we are hearing from Guru Maharaj, from Srila Prabhupada, there should be no filter. Open heart, open ears, just Pibata Bhāgavatam Rasamalayam. Just drink it. But when we are hearing from those who are not pure devotees, those who are sadhaks. So there is bhakta and there is sadhak. Bhakta is one who has pure bhakti. But from sadhakas, when we hear, we have to use a filter. We cannot accept everything blindly. And certainly we should not look at their example as the example to follow. Their personal life. So our role models are our Guru Varga, Acharyas. So they are our role models. Others may follow in their life, they may not follow, but we should not bother with them because we wish them well, but we don't focus on them. They are not the focus. Focus is Acharyas.
Yeah.
Always remember that. If we make focus the sadhakas, then we will be disappointed because sadhak means he is going to have difficulty. Sadhak is sadhak. He is practicing. He is not siddha. But we have to look at the siddhas, the pure devotees, acharyas. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, it helps. And so next question I have noted, like sometime when we go for the preaching and when we are not able to answer the questions, we also we also feel like the Digvijay Pandit was not able to speak up. His voice was choked up and with Nimai Pandit. So we also get kind of, like suppose any kind of, when first question was not answered something properly. So then, all things we forget and, what to speak, what not to speak. So that kind of comes by practice and practice, or how, or something it is missing in the sadhana or chanting not happening. So if you can put light on that.
Ability to answer questions in a harikatha, in a satsang, can never come from practice. Can never ever come from practice. It comes from kripa, mercy of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. Many times I have experienced, especially on certain forums where the devotees are very sincere and they are eager to hear. Sometimes from the mouth, such words come out which even I don't know. Such harikatha comes out that even I am surprised, I had not planned on speaking like this. Why? Because the audience are eager to hear. So Krishna is facilitating for them because they are sincere. I am insincere, but they are sincere. They want to hear. So Krishna is manifesting the katha for them so they can relish because they are sincere. So we are simply instruments. We are simply instruments. So by practice, it can never come. What comes with practice is Keshav Kashmiri. But we don't want to become Keshav Kashmiri. We want to become servants of Rupa Raghunath. Rupa Raghunath. And what was the attitude of Rupa Raghunath? When a Digvijay came to Vrindavan, kidhar sign karna hai batao? Kahan dastakhat karna hai? We'll sign. Where should we sign? Pick. We are not going to waste time on debating. We are not going to waste time on debating. You signed, Rupa and Sanatan both signed. And Digvijay was going, but Jiva Goswami stopped. He said, how can I let my Guru Maharajas, both my Gurudev, my Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, be insulted like this? For their honor, I will fight. Which was right. Jiva Goswami must do that. It is a duty. Srila Radha Govinda Goswami Maharaj says, Chhatra, student is called Chhatra, na? Adhyapak and Chhatra. Srila Radha Govinda Goswami Maharaj says, what is the meaning of Chhatra? Chhatrayati iti Chhatra. Like Kshatriya. So Chhatra, student, is one who protects his Guru. Srila Radha Govinda Maharaj says. So it is a duty of a student to fight for the Guru. If the Guru's reputation is at stake, then we should become like lions. In front of Guru, we are like cubs. But when it comes to honor of our parampara, of our acharyas, of our Guru Maharaj, we should become like fire, willing to take on anybody. So Jiva Goswami did the right thing. But Rup, Sanatan, their attitude is, where should we sign? We don't want to become Digvijay. Mana Shunyata. Mana Shunyata. Kshantir Avyartha Kalatvam. Viraktir Mana. Oh, that is also there. That is also there. Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. That is also there. But this is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Rupa Goswami writes. So, yeah. Therefore, we have to be Mana Shunyata. Amanina Mana Dena. So, we should never give Harikatha thinking that I want to become second Amarendra Prabhu. Or I want to become second Hari Parshad Prabhu. Or I want to become second Amog Leela Prabhu. No. That is, then we are Bollywoodizing ISKCON or Hollywoodizing ISKCON. This is not, we don't want to be celebrities. We want to speak from the heart. We are speaking as a service to Guru and Gauranga. And if the Vaishnavas are pleased, then that is our good fortune. But, so we should never, we should not see how many subscribers we have or how many people are watching, kitne hai participants. No, that is not Harikatha. Harikatha should not be this, Harikatha should not be this, Harikatha should be this, coming from the heart. Not for the belly, not for the intellectual. People should go, wow, what was that? We will get, wow, what was that? We will get likes, we will get followers, we will get claps, but we will not get Krishna. What is the use? We lost. Har gaye. Maya has defeated us. Pratishtha. Kanaka, Kamini, Kirti. Kanak and Kamini are gross. Many times devotees are able to give it up, but then they get trapped in Kirti. Kanaka, Kamini, Kirti. All three are stumbling blocks. So we have to be very humble. In fact, Srila Niranjan Swami Maharaj, one of our Gurujan, Srila Niranjan Swami Maharaj, he writes that one should pray. Before speaking Harikatha, one should pray that may I forget, may I make mistakes in the Harikatha. But Harikatha should not suffer because some devotee should correct me. Prabhu, aisa nahi, aisa hai. Oh, I forgot the verse. Does anyone remember? And the audience are prompting. So Harikatha doesn't get disturbed, but we become humbled. If everything is perfect, we come and we speak, and oh, Prabhu, wow, what a fabulous class. So bas, we become Digvijay Pandit.
Yeah.
We become Keshav Kashmiris, but we don't want to become Keshav Kashmiris. So Srila Niranjan Swami Maharaj says we should pray that may I forget, may I make mistakes, but some devotee should correct me. So that Harikatha also is protected, Harikatha goes smoothly, and I am also humbled. So it's good if we are not able to answer questions in Harikatha. We should say, I don't know. Please ask the pure devotees.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. It's really wonderful. Very nicely described. Thank you so much. I don't know whether I am taking much time. So the another one kind of, we also feel defeated. Is it our false ego? Like because of the false ego, sometimes we feel, in our association also, like while talking or while in any circumstances, like we got defeated by something, means maybe by position, by talk, by seniority, juniority, I'm senior or junior kind of, and he become smart, or somebody, like also again coming to the first question, kind of like say like, oh, I'm in ISKCON since 20 years. You came from last 3 years, 4 years. How come, like you can talk to me? So kind of, so is it, suppose it is, if it is from my side, it's a false ego, right, Prabhuji? So I'm not, the anartha nivriti is not going, sadhana is not proper. Is that the correct understanding?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Therefore, we should not speak much. When we are in the association of devotees, we should keep chanting and hear more. We should speak less and we should hear more. Such devotees get Krishna. But those who are chatterboxes, who keep speaking to be noticed or to get prominence, they get noticed and they get prominence. They don't get Krishna. So in the association of devotees, we should speak when it is necessary. We should speak if we can contribute something nice, something valuable. Otherwise, we should keep quiet. Because there are many devotees who have been empowered to speak. Let them speak. We should be quiet, we should listen, and we should chant. When we are with devotees, we should keep chanting. That is the best use of speech. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We should do menial service. Can I pick up the trash? Can I pick up the plates after prasadam? Just keep chanting and serve. And we should take pleasure in hearing devotees. Speaking less, hearing more. That way we can get Krishna. Okay. When service is given to speak, we should speak. But generally, when we are with devotees, we should keep quiet and just listen more. Just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So Aishwarya Mataji has a question. Okay, Mataji, I will just put my number. You can message me on WhatsApp and I will let you know. I will join you. I'll add you on that group. I don't know whether you know anybody here. Otherwise, I would have connected you. Nikunjalila Mataji, last question. Yes, you can unmute now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble wishes. Jai Shri Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the nectarian class. Very wonderful class. So, Prabhuji, a devotee is getting satisfaction in his devotional services. So how we can how we can understand getting satisfaction in devotional service is a significance of improving in sadhana, or it is a significance of not improving in sadhana?
If we are completely satisfied, it is a sign that we are not making advancement. Some satisfaction should be there, that I did it to the best of my ability. But if we are completely satisfied, like you ask somebody, some devotees, so how is your bhajan going? Badhiya. It's going great. A sincere devotee will never feel that the bhajan is going great. Mahaprabhu is saying, Durdaivam idrisham ihajani na anurag. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, I don't have anurag. And we are saying, how is bhajan? How is chanting going? Badhiya. That means it is not badhiya. So having complete satisfaction in service means something is wrong. We are not sincere. We are not making advancement. But some satisfaction should be there. Because if there is total dissatisfaction, that means we are not even following the regulative principles. Something is grossly wrong. So some satisfaction should be there, that I tried my best. But we should not be completely satisfied. Because if we are completely satisfied, then we will not go deep. Is that okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So basically, we have to do our karma, and rest we can leave on Krishna. That results we should not seek for the results, and we should give our 100%. That's what you want to say, Prabhuji?
Yes, we should try our best. We should give our 100% in our service. And as far as results are concerned, whatever is in our control, little bit, that we should judge by our results. For example, now all of you are giving so much time to join on Sunday evening to listen to Chaitanya Bhāgavata. Now I can just say that, okay, I'm not going to take any effort. I'm not going to prepare anything. Just go with the flow. Just going to, whether devotees like it, not like it, I don't care. So that attitude is not good, because so many devotees are giving so much time. So if there are 20 devotees and there is 1 hour, means 20 devotees have given 1 hour, that means 20 hours have been given. So I better prepare, I better maintain my purity, I better follow the 4 regulative principles, chant 16 rounds, and study and maintain purity to do justice to this service. So we should try our best, and we should judge ourselves. Am I doing all this? Am I fulfilling all this criteria? But certain things are not within our power, like whether devotees feel inspired by the katha or not. That is not in our control. That Krishna inspires. We are not inspired. Whether devotees feel purified by hearing the Hari Katha, that is not in our hands. But what is in our hands is whether we have prepared nicely, whether we have maintained our purity, things like that. So some things we have to look at the results also for ourselves, and certain things are not in our power. So that we should leave to Krishna. And intelligence and Shiksha Gurus are meant for this. Our intelligence and Shiksha Gurus are meant to guide us where we should feel satisfaction, where we should be not satisfied, should have laulyam to do more, eagerness to do more. So for that, we need someone to guide us practically. Is that okay, Nikunjarila Mataji?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So we'll stop here. Śrī Caitanya Bhāgavata ki jai. Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashaya ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you.